Hi, and welcome to my tutorial for how to play the flute. So in this video we're going to learn the concert B flat major scale as well as Jolly Old St. Nicholas. First I'm going to explain how I'm going to address the fingering. So the top three is 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And then your thumb is the back key right here, and your pinky is going to be this key at the bottom. Okay? So we are going to start with the concert B flat scale. In order to play B flat, you're going to hold down 1, 1, and then your thumb and your pinky. Now you give it a try. The next note is C, and that is going to be first finger and your pinky. Make sure you balance it against your lips because you're not holding onto the thumb, so it doesn't have as much of a grip. Okay? It's going to sound like this. Now you try. The next note is D, and that's going to be 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then your thumb. That's going to sound like this. Now you try. And then the next note is E, and that's the same as D, but just with your pinky, okay? Now you try. Okay. And now we're going to put all of those together, okay? So it's going to sound like this. So that's the first half of your major scale. Let's keep going, okay? So the next note you're going to play is F, and that is when you lift up the 2 and 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, pinky and thumb. Now you give it a try. Okay, good. The next note is G, and that's 1, 2, 3, pinky, thumb. Good. Okay, and then A is just 1, 2, pinky, thumb. And then the B flat is actually the same fingering as when you started with, except for what you're going to have to do is you're going to need to spin the air a bit more and have a firmer embouchure. So it's going to sound like this. There you go. You just learned your B flat major scale. So the good thing about Jolly Old St. Nicholas is it is in the B flat key. So we're going to use the notes you already know from the B flat scale in order to play Jolly Old St. Nicholas. So we're going to start on the G, and if you remember, that is 1, 2, 3, pinky and thumb. It's going to sound like this. So you're going to play that 4 times. You're going to switch to the F. So that is just like we said earlier. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, pinky and thumb. So now why don't you guys give that a try? The next thing we're going to play is the E flat, and if you remember, that is every key held down. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pinky and thumb. And you're going to play that 4 times before going back up to the G. So it's going to sound like this. Now why don't you try that? Good. Okay, so we're going to put those 2 sections together, and it's going to sound like this. Okay, so why don't you give that a try? Great. Okay, so now we're going to do the C. And remember, that's the trickier one where it's just the 1 and the pinky. So, and you're going to play that for 4 counts as well. So, and then you're going to go to the B flat, which is the one we started on, which is 1, 1, pinky, and thumb. You're going to go back to the E flat, which we had already played today, which is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pinky and thumb. Okay, so it's going to go B flat. Now why don't you try that? Now we're going to put the last bit together. So it's a D, which is the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 without the pinky, but with the thumb. And then you're going to put it back to the E, so you're going to put your thumb back down. And then it's going to go to the F, which is when you take these two off. And then it's going to go to the G, which is just lifting that finger up. And then back to the F, and you're going to hold that out. So let me play that for you. Now why don't you give that a try? So we're now going to put that whole entire line together, okay? So this next part is similar to the first part that we just learned, except for the ending. The ending is going to be a little different. And that's going to be, you're going to have the 4 C's again, and then you're going to play the B flat, and instead of repeating the B flat twice, you're only going to play it once and then go to the E flat. So it's going to sound like this. And then you're going to go up to the F, and then back to the E flat, and then up to the F, up to the G, and then land on the E flat. So it's going to sound like this. So let's put it all together, starting at the second section. So we're going to go all the way back to the repeated G's, okay? Why don't you give it a try?